What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Old Head Abroad. I'm KJ Mack. I'm coming to you from Bogota, Colombia. Thank you for joining me again for this video. And please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate your support for the channel. Now, if you're tuning in to this video, I'm sure you're probably interested in learning more about moving abroad. You know, something that you're considering is overseas living. So what I did for this video is I came up with a list of 6 factors that you should consider before you move abroad. So I got the list for you. I wrote it down. Excuse me for checking down on my notes every now and then on my phone, but you know, I got these written down for you. All right, so number 1 that you should definitely consider before you move abroad is infrastructure. All right, infrastructure is not just about your roads and your bridges. Infrastructure is about how well everything works around you. You know, your health care, the electricity, public transit, the water, you know, water quality, water safety. That's your infrastructure. That's the other thing that you gotta look at when you move to another country. You know, like here in Colombia is known for having excellent health care. We have great hospitals here. We got good doctors. You know, I have a dentist here. I have a primary care physician. So yeah, the health care here is good. Electricity works really good here in Colombia. You know, we don't have any frequent blackouts or anything like that. The water, now I'm not a tap water drinker. Even in the United States, I don't drink tap water and nothing like that. But you know, yeah, the water quality is not bad here. You know, I haven't had any issues with it. You know, but you know, public transit here in Bogota, that's something that they're working on. It's not the greatest. You do have buses here. Bogota is one of the largest cities in the world without a train system. But that is something that's under construction now. So Metro Bogota should be up and running in a couple of years. So the infrastructure here in Colombia is pretty good. So, you know, a lot of it's very modern and well developed here. Yeah, so that's something that you should definitely consider as your infrastructure. Number 2 is your safety. You know, that's very important, obviously. You want to make sure that you're safe wherever you're going. You know, I'm here in Bogota. This is a city with about 10 million people, the size of New York. You know, so yeah, so it's very important that, you know, I knew before I moved. It was very important. I knew what parts of the city are safe to live in and even visit, and what parts of the city I should stay away from or not go to. Before you decide where you want to move, you know, you definitely should visit. And while you're on a visit to a place, try to meet some of the local people, you know what I'm saying, and get honest opinions from local people about the city and all the different safety factors, you know, as far as the neighborhoods and stuff like that. You know, you want to make sure you put yourself in a good place and try to lessen your chances of something happening, you know. So safety is very important. Number 3 is your comforts of home. You know, it's a big one. You know, moving to another country, you obviously might not be able to find a lot of the same things that you would have in America. Especially when it comes to food and stuff like that. Just going grocery shopping and looking for different things, you might not be able to find those comforts at home. And so you're gonna have to look at, you know, whether or not you can deal without certain things. You know, are these things that I can live without and maybe not have. Now, one of the things about here in Colombia is that, yeah, the stores here in Colombia, you can find a lot of the same things you can find in America. You're not going to be missing a whole lot here. One of the things that I was really excited about when I first got here, I found out was, you know, there's a store called Price Mart. You know, Price Mart is a membership club exactly like Costco. They even sell like some of the Kirkland brand products like Costco. So that was real big as far as my comforts at home. When I went to Price Mart, I got a membership, and I went there and I found a lot of the things that I needed, you know. And so that's something that gave me a big lift when I got here. You So yeah, the comforts of home is very important. What can you live without? Saying, do you really have to have certain things? And so you got to really consider that. Now, number 4 is connectivity. Now, obviously that's important because a lot of you that are going to be moving abroad, you're going to need to be well connected, as far as your Wi-Fi, your cell phone signal, and all that stuff. If you have a remote job, yeah, you're definitely going to have to be able to, get online and stuff like that. You don't want to have dropped signals. You don't want to have that little circle thing going around buffering and all that stuff. Yeah, so you want to make sure that you're connected good. Another thing that's a big plus for here in Colombia is a pretty well connected country. Here in Bogota, I haven't had any problems with Wi-Fi or cell phone or anything like that. Yeah, Colombia has, I think, one of the longest or the largest fiber optic networks in Latin America. So it's a pretty well connected country. I haven't had any problems with the internet or anything like that here. So, it's an important factor, is your connectivity. Now, number 5 is your cost of living. You definitely want to look at, obviously, how much it's going to cost for you to live somewhere. Is it going to be as cheap as you think it's going to be? Most people assume that, moving to another country, or moving to Latin America or somewhere, or Southeast Asia, it's going to be cheap to live there, I'll be all right. But sometimes you get there and you start adding things up, it may not be as cheap as you think. So you really got to look into that, as far as your rent, your utility costs, insurance and stuff like that. How much are all these things going to be coming out to you? And whether or not it really is as is it really going to be as cheap as you thought it was going to be? Is it going to be worth your while even moving overseas? But so far from what I've found here in Colombia, yeah, it is. The cost of living is really good here, and yeah, you don't really need a whole lot like you do in the United States to live a pretty comfortable life here. Now, number 6 and the final one is your ease of travel. That's an important factor, ease of travel. How easy is it going to be for you to get from wherever you plan on moving to back to the United States? All right. Now, yeah, you might be thinking, okay, I'm moving out of the country. I don't want to go back to the United States, whatever. But you never know what type of emergencies might come up, especially if you still got family and everything, and you got to get back home. Or something might happen with you where you need to get back to the United States, for yourself. So that's something that you got to look at. How easy is it going to be for you to get back home? Is it going to be all-day flight? Is it going a last-minute flight going to cost you $2,500 or $3,000 to get back home? And all those things. So you got to look at your ease of travel. Really big thing for me is, here in Bogota, we're not that far from the East Coast and that. I'm from New Jersey, so, getting from Bogota to Newark Airport or Kennedy Airport or whatever is not that difficult for me. And it's like a 5-hour flight if I need to get back home. So, yeah, so the ease of travel is something very important that you should definitely consider, before you move, how easy it's going to be for you to get back to the United States if you need to get back there, especially in an emergency situation. All right, so there you got it. There you have it. That's your 6 factors that you should definitely look at when you consider a move abroad. Your infrastructure, your safety, your comforts of home, connectivity, cost of living, and ease of travel. Yeah, please take those all into consideration before you decide to move. Take a nice trip to the place that you plan on moving to. Spend maybe a month there if you can, and make sure that everything there works for you. All right. So until the next video, thank you for joining me. I'm KJ Mack. I'm the old head abroad, coming to you from Bogota, Colombia.